The wonderful thing about No More Empty Pots is it's not just concerned with getting food into the ground. It's also concerned with connecting with the producers of that food, especially the local small farmers who don't have a way to distribute their excess crops sometimes.
We contract with them every year to provide organic vegetables and fruits to our constituents.
We kind of run around in a lot of the same circles of food-minded folks, the breadth of things that they're covering in the new facility and what they'll be able to do. It's pretty incredible.
We have a lot of local farms in this town. They need help with processing. They need help with turning local produce into whether it be local salsa or local pesto. You need to have those kitchens available for the community.
I'll tell you what interests me. When I was a little girl, my grandmother canned, as did a lot of people back in the day. And I would see a commercial kitchen playing that role, offering people access to a facility where they can can my favorite peaches, beets, string beans, whatever people could use.
To me, this is kind of a long-term issue because first you got to get people to appreciate the importance of nutritional food. How do we address the issue of obesity, high blood pressure? The medicinal impact of having a commercial kitchen is to address those issues.
A kitchen allows a food to become different things. And it's critical that No More Empty Pots have that kitchen. What it means for our local food supply and the ability for people to enjoy our local foods is wonderful.
Our families that get the food, they might not even relate it to No More Empty Pots or to tomato because it's delivered here and they wait patiently and get their little bag. And Susan loves it that way. She's very modest and very humble. And I think it's important that people know the work that she does and that Nancy does. I mean, they're incredible. Their energy.
So they're a full-service organization. They never leave you in the lurch. You say you have a problem and they find a solution. I find in my great-nieces and nephews a real return to urbanism, to live in vibrant city centers. And I think they will respond very positively to the ability to have a garden on the roof of the building they live in.
I have heard about the rooftop garden. That's pretty awesome.
And I think people today look at it and go, how neat, how weird. The rooftop garden is not a weird idea. It is necessary.
I imagine excitement. I imagine that people will realize that you don't have to have a big plot of land to have a garden and to produce healthy food.
We don't think about food as an economic engine, but it can be, and that rooftop would be a prime example. Growing Power in Milwaukee generates $200,000 of income off 1 acre.
I saw the potential it had for expanding the concept of gardening all the way from aquaponics to the kind of thing we're doing here with raised gardens.
That's exciting. I mean, who ever thought that you could have fish swimming around and food growing on top of it?
I definitely think they're forward thinking, which is great. We've seen, rooftop gardens in some bigger cities in like Chicago and New York. I think that when folks see it, that are from this area, I think that they're going to be kind of taken back.
Rooftop garden, talk about taking space that was not usable and turning it into food areas.
For anybody to be able to come in and have food, so those are all the pieces. It fits. It's kind of like going full circle. Can you dream of North Omaha as an urban oasis? When I first came here, this was the food desert in my mind, this location. Look what they've done with it. The challenge isn't the building. The challenge is getting the community to want to work together.
We have a choice in this life. We can ignore our brothers and sisters and act like we live alone on an island. And we can do that and not have a very satisfying life. Or we can realize that we're all in this together And when we lift up each other, we lift up ourselves. Because No More Empty Pots is a blend of organizations, of ideas. You might say they're too patient in being grassroots and bottom up, and I think they'll hug that criticism because they want the community to buy in. They want it to be from the grassroots. And as a result of that, it's going to be a blended color.
That's kind of it. Can I just say Susan and Nancy are awesome? Does that work? All right.